Morning and welcome to the program Perspectives. This morning on the program Perspectives, we'll be looking at an issue that has taken national space, so to say. And of course, it's been talked about. It has happened going to some days now, and but now we're all talking about it because it is an issue that has been on the high table of the unity of this country, so to say. And that's talking about the arrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu all over the place. For some people, yes, very reassuring that there still can be unity in this country. But for some people, again, it comes with mixed feelings. And for government, again, it's a pass mark that government could do this. And where the arrest, came from is still not very clear because government again has not made its position clear about where the arrest came from. Could it have come from China, from Kenya? Could it have come from Brazil? And certainly, not in Britain where the High Commissioner said that it had no hand in the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu. But again, for government, some people, analysts have said that it is good. It's good news, and they're saying that so much that was put into the arrest or rearrest, so to say, of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be put into insecurity matters in the country. And so we'll talk about that this morning, see where the implications of it and what this will do. My guest on the program this morning is my colleague, a public affairs analyst and the producer and presenter of the program Ground Zero. My guest this morning is Ehis Agbon. Ehis, good morning.
Good morning, Tony. I'm glad to be here this morning.
And Ehis, like you would know, goes with the with the slogan that he puts to his program. That's the peacemaker. So we're talking about why we need peace in this country. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's arrest or rearrest, so to say. Because here was the man that had jumped bail. And again, jumping bail. And there's so much that he had done, to the unity and to a section of the country. For you, how does that come?
Well, it's reassuring that someone that his rhetorics on radio and the media sounds like attempting to cause chaos and also divide the nation with him, telling his followers and supporters to do this, do that, and all of that, unprintable things coming from him, is reassuring that he's been rearrested. But first, we need to look at some of the things that happened before even the rearrest. When he was granted bail and he was asked not to leave a particular place and he was in his home, and after that, he was said to have jumped bail. I want to underline that was said to have jumped bail because they didn't really jump bail. His house where he was staying was attacked by the military, and that was the last time they saw him. So many conspiracy theories out there. Was it the military that aided him to go? Was it because he was threatened? That was why he had to do everything not to be killed also. So we cannot in totality say he jumped bail. His home was attacked by military, and after then they didn't see him. The next time he reappeared was somewhere in Israel or so. Now, having said that, and the rearrest and all of that is coming out, it's unfortunate that we seem to be standing logic on its head, because in the basic logic that I did, any good thing done wrongly is seen to be wrong. Now, rearresting him, that was what the government said. But was he rearrested or kidnapped? It's another issue, because some said in Brazil, some said in Ukraine or Croatia, some said in Kenya. But at least the British government has come out to say they had no hand in it. There was a press release I was reading earlier today. I have not fully verified it, coming from the Kenyan government also, saying that they have arrested some of their officials because what if indeed Nnamdi Kanu was picked up in Kenya, they called it kidnap because his government was officially not involved in how he was arrested and repatriated back to Nigeria. And they even seek to know how did Nigerians come into their country with a private jet, picked up a citizen that came into the country with a visa, meaning that the person is under their care and protection without the government knowing. That's one other hand. Then thirdly, the other conspiracy theory that because of his weakness for women, the woman lured him to somewhere around Brazil. All of these are coming out. Now, the concern for me is the fact that the government took some time. It happened on the 27th. We didn't get to officially hear much until around the 29th, 30th, or even on the 1st. And just yesterday was when officially there was a press conference and the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation also addressed people, which unfortunately I didn't understand the language he was speaking because my Hausa wasn't that deep. So there are so many things.
I am going to come to that because again, that stands on its own.
Yeah.
You know, this is the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is a sovereign state. This is a state that is, or a country that is recognized to have an official language.
Yeah.
So many things. I'll come to that, Ace. But let's just also look at this. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you know, his group had been proscribed by the federal government.
Yes.
That's talking about the indigenous people
of
Biafra. Now, when he was, before his arrest or rearrest, there had been so much of mayhem. There had been so much of killings of innocent people. And for the cause that he said he was pursuing, or that he had, you know, serious concern for his people, the same people, or the people he had called the Biafran people, we had disagreements about his group.
Yes.
And for some people, they said Kanu was just too young to know the implications of what he was into. And we go by what happened in the 67-70 war.
Yes.
Where was Nnamdi Kanu? And how matured was he to know?
Still too young to even remember what actually happened. Because if he is 53, probably about that time he was barely less than 5 years old. He was barely less than 5 years old. That's at that time that the Civil War happened. And may not be able to remember the graphic or stark reality of what transpired during the Civil War. So he may be, probably he's been watching so much of war movies and freedom movement movies and wanted to reenact and also be a hero in that mold. Not knowing that those are Nollywood or Hollywood. Acted, dramatized. The stark reality of war, I'm sure he has not experienced it. For some of us around here, where we had just crisis, not a war, just crisis. In some places in Kaduna in the early 2000s, we know the hardship that happened for just less than a week when we were asked to stay at home. We know how loved ones, friends, associates, colleagues died on the streets of Kaduna. Nnamdi Kanu have not seen any of this. That's why he is preaching and promoting whatever he's preaching and promoting. Now, there's nobody that says that you don't have a right to self-determination, but go about it the right way, the correct way. You have representatives in the House, in the lower and upper chambers. Use them to push for whatever you're agitating for. Yes, we may not say in totality that he does not have a reason to cry, knowing that the Southeast, maybe because of their political orientation, have not totally got a complete fair deal from the whole entity. Yes, you have a right to agitate. But when you do a right thing the wrong way, it will always come out wrong. It will. And with what he was calling for, so many other people that had other criminal intent also got involved in all of this. Yes, officially, IPOB or ESN, their militant arm, has not come out to say they are the ones attacking those police stations and INEC. They have not come out to say so. Unlike in other parts where we see Boko Haram coming out to claim having done a thing. They have not come out to claim anyone. So, can we still give them that benefit of the doubt? Maybe and maybe not, because they've not come out to say it. Now, we know that some persons may believe in what Nnamdi Kanu is telling them, because if you listen to some of his video, which we have all had, and the things he is saying, I cannot mention them. The thought of even mentioning them, I cringe at it. Going out to encourage people to unleash mayhem on government institutions and structures and security. No. That's the lowest of the low that any Nigerian can go. Having said that, those that have been towing his line, his supporters that have been carrying out all of this, I believe, are criminals that even if IPOB didn't exist, they still would have looked for a reason to carry out all of these things that they've been doing to government institutions and security officials in the Southeast. Now, we recall that some weeks back, a very high political figure from the northern axis was killed in the southern axis. Yes, I met with someone that was relating an information to me. Well, as a journalist, I can't disclose my source, no matter how right or wrong my sources are. And said, those people that actually killed Gulak never even knew that he was an Hausa man. Never even knew. They just, the person was recounting what someone that was part of those that were held said, that they stopped them. They were going to the airport. A particular road was blocked. They had to make a detour, and they still got to a place where they were blocked. So these guys that were holding guns, cudgels, and all of that, asked them in Igbo language to drop from the vehicle. The driver that was taking Gulak was an Igbo chap, dropped and was speaking with them. The guys were angry that, who is this man? Because he was putting on a nose mask, wearing a pickup jeans. If you see his picture, he looks like the typical Southeasterner. So they now told him in Igbo, they now opened the door, told him in Igbo to come out. He had not even answered them, but was resisting when someone now shot him from behind. The people never knew that it was even Gulak. Now, persons like this that have criminal intent to do anything, once they are encouraged by someone that has attained the cult image in that axis, which Nnamdi Kanu has attained in the southeastern zone, they see him as, you see even elderly men that Nnamdi Kanu can be their children, calling him our father. Our father Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What's that? He has attained that cult image, and he must be stopped. But when stopping him, follow the legal procedure. Because if we also recall, why Boko Haram now became what it was because of the extrajudicial killing of Mohammed Yusuf. That was what spiral to what we are facing today. We do not want to start to fight war in two fronts. When even one that we are fighting in the northeast and northwest, we've not been able to say we are actually winning those wars, then we'll start another one in the northeast and deviate a little bit. If we are not still careful, one may come up in the southwest with what just transpired just yesterday. But let's stay with the Nnamdi Kanu issue for now and see that our government needs to, first of all, play their card with an open hand, create a level playing field. Don't give anybody any reason to suspect that there are other things involved other than the fact that a common criminal is being brought to justice. Let it be that way. When we start to give people the impression that it is not just that it is when we begin to give the impression that it's not just fighting crime, but rather other things involved, because obviously because of the fact that there are other criminals running amok all over the nation that they've not been able to bring to justice, but expending so much money, private jets all the way to that country with the whole retinue of security and agents that went along, because Interpol also have not officially come out to say it was an Interpol operation, because if it were, their operatives over there would have done all the job and just deliver him, not us, sending our security agents all the way. It came at a cost that I don't even want to think of.
Just looking at it, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been taken out, so to say. Government has assured that justice will be given and that he will go through the due process of justice. But again, I'm talking about the implications of taking Nnamdi Kanu out. You brought this one about Mohammed Yusuf.
Yes.
And it's standing out. For me, it is standing out that, again, that we do not go back to what happened.
What happened
then?
Yes.
So, for you, now that Nnamdi Kanu has been taken away, his family has come out with a statement that their son or, brother was kidnapped, so to say, abducted, and all names given to it. Now, implications and repercussions that can come out of this.
Yes, plenty of it. Plenty of it. Now, like I said earlier, he's already attained the court image. And if his followers see that he's not been given a fair deal, it will further prove to them that indeed there is a particular agenda against their particular region of the country, whether it's true or not. Everything boils down to how the federal government would handle the investigation and prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu. First off, there were already complaints from the legal sector that why should Nnamdi Kanu be kept in the DSS office when we have prisons where he can be kept? Secondly, why was he drugged and brought to the country? Deja vu again. It was during our president's reign that the first ever government-sanctioned kidnap happened in this country, where Umaru Diko was drugged, kept in a crate, but luckily before the plane would take off, the British government were able to intercept it and brought him out. Now, what is it telling the average man on the street that does not have any political inclination or sympathy? So much to be desired. So the government must come clean. The investigation must be seen to be open and fair. The prosecution must be seen to be open and fair. Because anything other than that, he has a cult image in the Southeast. And the way they believed in this man, I do not pray that anything negative should happen. And those guys that are unfortunately not properly informed and orientated start to unleash mayhem. We do not have the security forces that can contain them. We should face reality. Have we been able to contain even the one in the north? Then we add another one to it from the southeast. Let the government be careful. Let us be open. Being open does not in any way stop justice from being delivered. All this secrecy and all of that, it's wrong. In other climes, anybody can walk into any court and ask for the transcript of what transpired. But in Nigeria, everything is so as if we are running a secret court in Nigeria. It shouldn't be. It does not help in any way in helping the people to trust those that we have elected into power to help lead us.
Before I close up on this segment of our conversation, I'd just like to bring in the issue of the trust deficit.
Yes.
I'm talking about government and the people.
There is a very, very big trust deficit. People don't trust the government again. And the government is not even helping us to trust them. Because a situation whereby everything is shrouded in secrecy, even when people follow the procedure using the, what's this act again? The Information Act, Freedom of Information Act, to request and demand for things. Unfortunately, our public servants, civil servants, still want to use the proscribed Public Service Act or the Official Secret Act of the government to still defend themselves, which the coming into being of the Freedom of Information Act has by default, what's the word now? Cancelled or extinct the former one that was in place, the Civil Service Secret Code or whatever, those particular codes that seek to keep everything hush-hush. The Freedom of Information Act has negated that. Now, if we as a country do not come clean and open up and follow our laws, I actually believe that we do not really need so many new laws. We already have laws in place that will help build the trust between the people and the government. All we need to do is come out in sincerity and apply all of these laws, acts, also to governance. And we'll gradually build that trust. That is the very least that the government can do to reduce that trust deficit that exists between the people and the government.
The program is Perspectives, and it's coming to you on Invicta 98.9. And this morning, looking at the rearrest too, of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, we're talking about that, but something even came up, and came out of this rearrest. And that, people are saying, very worrisome about the entity called Nigeria. We'll come back after this break. Welcome back. Is the program Perspective this morning, and looking at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's rearrest, implications of this, and of course, what the future holds for this country. Eyi Sagbon, my guest this morning, my colleague in the office, and a public affairs analyst, and the producer, presenter of the program, Ground Zero. And it goes with the name, Peacemaker, the Peacemaker. And so all we're talking about this morning is also to look at peace to reign in this country called Nigeria. Now, This is one again, and at this particular time that I want to talk about it. For some people, so much has been given to it that unbelievable, condemnable, and so much that has been said about the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of Nigeria coming to address the press in Hausa language on the matter of the rearrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yes. Some people found it very insulting, and some people said that's the suspicion about how this country can hold. Now, for you, a minister of justice never had been seen or never had been done, in the entire life of this country.
It has never.
But we're seeing it now. For you, how does this come?
Wow. First of all, as a journalist, like I said, I saw the press conference, but I couldn't take anything home because my Hausa wasn't that deep to understand the words that he was using while addressing the press, and I was just waiting to see when he would finish so that the other guy in Yoruba and the other guy in Igbo would also come and address the people in those languages if they must use indigenous languages, which I feel and totally believe is wrong because our official language of communication is English language. And you see, with this that happened, so many things will be running through the minds of even those that were not supporters of Nnamdi Kanu at all before. First, you expended so much money to go and arrest this man that is in a different continent or so, a country far away. 1. 2, you left all the other security issues and challenges we are having around the country here. Then thirdly, you eventually got to that place where you get the person. Didn't follow the right procedure of repatriating because all the countries so far have said that they know nothing about the arrest and repatriation, which means that in the face of the law, it was actually a kidnap. Then, lastly now, you want to even officially address that. Yes, you sent out a press release before. A press release is different from a press conference. You address the press conference in Hausa language when many people believe that there is a Hausa agenda against the Southeast, whether true or not. With all of this, what you are just simply telling those that didn't support Nnamdi Kanu before is that, wait, let's listen and reanalyze all of this again. This man is someone arrested by someone brought in. Let me play safe now. I wouldn't use arrest or kidnap. Someone brought in to face justice by the Federal Republic of Nigeria that has an official language which is English, and you, the chief law enforcement officer of the nation, the Attorney General, the custodian of our law and justice and constitution, want to address Nigerians. You are speaking a language that is strange to other section of the country, strange in the sense that they don't understand the language. You are using that language. What do you think will come to the minds of many people? No, this man has an agenda. That's what will come to their mind. I'm talking of someone that before now does not even like Nnamdi Kanu. That's what will come to his mind. Why will the Attorney General not speak English? Even if you must speak any dialect. We have 3 popular major dialects in the country: Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo. If you must speak Hausa, you must immediately have your lieutenants that also do same in Yoruba and same in Igbo. That way, nobody can accuse you of anything. But for you to just come say, address them in Hausa, and you expect many people to be comfortable, well.
And people link this press address or press conference to when he took his oath of office. His oath of office was done in English.
Yes.
So
why now?
Why now?
So it's giving credence to the belief that there is an agenda against Nnamdi Kanu and the Southeast by extension. That's what he has just done does. Now, what I will plead with our leaders, which I said before, the basic simple logic that I did in school, there is the yes is yes any day, anytime. Yes, no is no by logic. No, yes is no by logic. No, no is no by logic. Take the right step, which is yes step. Take the step that when you pass it through any comb, they will find you They would not find you wanting in any area. Why would you do anything? I know the Attorney General is smart and intelligent. I know that he knows the implication of all what that he's doing. Is it that he is telling every other person to calling the bluff of other part, go to wherever.
Go to wherever.
It's not right. He is not helping. Sir, the average one from his region, the average man and woman from his region is a peace-loving man. He's a jolly good fellow, someone that you love to do business with and all of that. I can tell you that most people that I enjoyed doing business with before I started working, we're from the north. I enjoyed doing business with them. I can do business with them and go to sleep knowing that I will not be cheated. But he's given, with what many of our leaders are doing now, you are giving the other segment of the country a kind of impression which is not true. And unfortunately, impression counts a whole lot when it comes to relating with people. So I want to urge our leaders that, one, let's do that which is right. Then secondly, now that already, yes, they've taken this step and it has gone this bad, they should immediately start to retrace and correct whatever is and odds that has happened. First, what would be wrong with them, first of all, taking Nnamdi Kanu to a normal prison? What you can do is beef up security in the prison, but not in a DSS dungeon. As conspiracy theorists are also telling us that Nnamdi Kanu is in a DSS dungeon, or blindfolded, left on the floor in a very cold room with all the AC blasting, just to disorientate him and psychologically remove him from whatever he's doing. On one hand, take him to a normal prison. Let people be there and people know that when he's coming to court, bring him to court just like any other criminal, not a special criminal. That special criminal status that you are giving to him is further making his supporters to believe that, yes, he is a superhuman. And I am scared for this country because with the wrong step, the wrong step, we keep taking the wrong foot in the right direction. Because there's also this saying that, okay, if you want to step in the right direction, if you take the wrong foot, you may not get to where your destination. With the wrong foot that we are pushing forward towards our movement to the right direction, it may take us too long to get there, and people may get tired by the time they get to that destination. So, first, Nnamdi Kanu, I believe, has questions to answer. Secondly, let us, in the bid of asking him those questions that he needs to answer, ask him in the way that is that whoever sees the transcript or how he was treated will believe that, yes, he was fairly given an opportunity to defend himself without any form of arm twisting tactics coming into play. Because if he goes to the International Criminal Court today, he may win a case against the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which we do not want to happen at all. We are still struggling to see how we'll pay some debt the government incurred in a court in the UK. We don't want to add this to the loads of international hangovers that Nigeria is suffering from.
Again, still on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the implications that you talked about with our leaders, yes, that when they talk, they further, tear us apart, yes, with, what's coming out of them. But I just like to, make a comparison here, because you drew my attention to this thing about making a position and then retracting the Twitter thing that happened, with the Nigerian government banning that platform. And now they've set up a commission to go back and look into it. And what some people, analysts, are saying that Nigeria government is just trying to save face.
Yes.
That this thing had drawn to it international concerns.
Yes.
And the implications of those concerns on Nigeria. And so trying to save face, set up a commission, look into it, and then maybe at the end say we've settled the matter.
And you see taking the maybe right step and pushing the wrong foot in the process of taking the right step. Now you are setting up a committee to go meet with Twitter officials. These are young men, roughly averagely less than 40. And you are the youngest person I think in our team is Pantami, who is around 50 or thereabout. And other persons that are 65. Someone did an average of the age and said about 60-something. Average age of our team to discuss with an average age of 33. smart, intelligent, well-educated global citizens on the Twitter team and our team in Nigeria, what common ground do you think these two set of people would have? Our people may go there with the impression that I am minister and all of that. Those boys will look at them and call them off. Because first of all, when it comes to intelligence, we can't match them. Is it the money? Twitter itself, I would say, is almost richer than Nigeria. So what do you want to tell small boys chief executive in a company that is almost richer than your country, and you come with your own this thing? Now, what Nigeria should have done in resolving this Twitter issue, get people like Bashir Ahmed, the president's Twitter social media aide, get Loretta is also in the old school. I can't discuss with this young man. Get Ogunlesi. Get some of these young men that well-traveled, well-exposed, well-educated, and have the interest of the president at heart.
The Minister of Information.
No, the Minister of Information shouldn't be in that team at all. These young men will go discuss with these other young men, and they will fashion out something that, why I said get people that have the interest of president at heart is that whatever they are discussing there, they will still come to discuss, knowing that they want to protect the interest of the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So get some of these boys, even some of the boys in Buhari Media organization, get them to be part of this team. They will go discuss with these guys, tell them our concern as a country and the reason why there need to be some form of regulation and not control, though there's a thin line between regulation and control of the use of Twitter, and probably they will explain to them, which I know these young men already know, which they should have done to the president ab initio, that Twitter did not remove you, but rather this comment was what Twitter sanctioned. And guess what, sir? Twitter as a human being did not even sanction him. It's the system. Once there are a certain number of people reporting a particular tweet, the system by default pulls it out without any human being doing anything. They have set systems in place like that. So even when people complain that Nnamdi Kanu is using Twitter to do something, why don't you also, I know they have their own online warriors that they are using. Let their online warriors also report Nnamdi Kanu's tweets. Once you get a certain number of reports, they pull it down. No human being is even in the system they're operating. It's the system that does it. Once there's also a number of complaints, that particular tweet is flagged and immediately pulled down. Then human beings may now look at it and check the merit of it, if the complaint was wrongly done or so, before they can reinstall it or before they can permanently remove it. These are things that these young men should have explained to Lai Mohammed and to the presidency, which I do not know whether they did or whether they don't just want to know. And it is sending the wrong message to the international community. We are looking for foreign direct investment. Do we think that investment only from China can sustain us? What kind of technology is China actually bringing to Nigeria? Is China a country that we can say in totality we trust with what is happening in some other African countries where they have become so indebted to the Chinese to the tune that China is taking over their government? Yet we have Chinese policemen taking charge and taking authority of those countries. It's not something that I want Nigeria to get to at all. So let us not just believe that because we are getting so much from China, which in the first place is not a free gift, because we are paying back in a way that Nigerians don't know yet. So let's let our leaders think outside the box. Let them get this properly educated, well-traveled, forward-looking young men and women, properly integrated and involved in their governance and leadership. That way, we'll be moving forward. But believing only this old brigade, yes, they come with experience. But what is the present trend now? Like I always say, I know I was smarter than my father. If my children are not smarter than me, I will be disappointed. So if the younger generation is not smarter than the generation before them, then they should be disappointed. And I believe the younger generation, are smart, intelligent, well-traveled. They are, in short, global persons.
Perspectives this morning, and time we go to the public space and get your comments too and views about rearrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. and the way this matter has been handled. We also, put a chip into the Attorney General, the Minister of Justice and Attorney General, addressing a press conference, Nigerian press in Hausa. And that, is coming with his, is taint on the trust deficit that we talked about and we're still talking about on the program. Numbers to call to be part of this program: 081 4000989, 081 4000989, or 070 989, 070 Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Mr. Hayes, good morning.
Good morning.
You're on to Engineer Manuel.
Yes.
Honestly, I just love Mr. Hayes, the way you analyze this thing. I was so enlightened, and I gave it to you. That is true Nigeria. A true Nigeria as a journalist. Now, Engineer Manuel, I want to make a comment. I don't have any issue against the arrest of him. But now, did they follow the due process? If what Mr. Hayes said, that he is the man that flew into a country with a visa, and now the allegation there that he was kidnapped, that means they did not follow the real channel that they ought to follow, maybe getting the consent of those region that they want to arrest somebody, just the way it is now. That if I want to come and arrest somebody in Barnawa, I will go to the station near there. If I took somebody from Kao, then they will highlight those stations that want to make an arrest. So that means that did not play out. But that's not my problem. But anything we are doing, let's do it so that people will not point an accusing finger on the good that they wanted to do. Let's follow lay down procedure. There are lay down procedure. That is on that. Now, another thing is this. If they promise there will be a fair hearing or fair trial of it, no problem. Let them stick to their word. But for me, I have lost every confidence on this administration, because anytime they tell me that they will do something, they do the other side. But if they will stick to their...
Oh, sorry, Engineer Emmanuel. Oh, sorry, we lost that voice. Okay, still with your call.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
We're good here.
Thank you. Good morning, our guest. Thank you.
Good morning.
Thank you. Let me add to what you said, sir.
Your name, please. Your name?
Oh, my name Abu from Nasarawa, sir.
Abu from Nasarawa. Okay.
Sir, just listen to me carefully, sir. You know, this is a thing that we need to be security saying. Sir.
And we also, will tell you to, be cautious and to tell you to be civil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir, I listened to CJN, that is Chief Justice of Nigeria, Tanko Mohammed, when he was inaugurated some people 2 weeks past. He said something that I'm very happy. That was what he said. He told them that there is nothing hidden that shall not be open. In fact, I even call my children and tell them, did you hear this comment? That is what I want. That is that, sir. Again, let justice should be open to every Nigeria to see and know what he will say concerning our country, Nigeria, because this country belongs to all of us. Not like the one they killed Yusuf. That crisis happening in the southeast. Up to date, government did not tell us who was behind the killing. That is that, sir. If the government can go ahead in outside and arrest Kanu, why is it that in Nigeria, in the forests of Nigeria, up to date, the Boko Haram, the kidnappers, the bandits, and so on, up to date, they not get them? What is the problem?
Okay.
God shall judge everybody. So let me say finally, in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27, verse 24 and 25 say, whoever take bribe and kill innocent soul, it is a curse. These people have cursed Nigeria. We are not cursing Nigeria, but it is a curse in the Bible. These people curse Nigeria. How do we do now? Thank you, sir.
Abu, thank you. All right, we'll take one more call and then we'll come back to our guest. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Awusko from Nasarawa.
Awusko.
Thank you very much, Kwalabi. You are doing a great job. You see, the northern political elite prevail upon this government to take this popular decision that Kanu should be brought back at all costs.
Did I get you? Did I get you on that? Let's come with facts. When we approach issues like this.
And he was brought back. But we advocate for an open justice. We advocate for a true transparency in his trial. And the same view with which this government pursues Anu, it should be extended to killer headsmen, bandits, Boko Haram, and all other criminalities that make people to run away from their houses, make people not to go to farm again, so that we will have peace and normalcy in this country. Thank you very much.
Okay, also, thank you. Again, let me just put a cap on the callers here, what they said. That it took the government, or they've been pursuing, so to say, 2 years.
Yeah.
And until they got, Mazi Kanu. So much, that was put in. And I see that coming from some of the callers too, that so much was expended, to get Mazi Kanu. Why not put all of that on the issues of banditry, kidnapping, Boko Haram, and all of that? Where would we have, where would we be today?
I can imagine that the federal government would use half of those resources to sincerely seek to arrest some of these persons. Then, and one unfortunate thing also, these persons that are running haywire in the north, these bandits, are they really hiding? Whenever Gumi wants to meet with them, he goes there with DSS operatives, goes there with the military and police. And some of them would even come out with government officials. I was reading a piece from Professor Abdul Samad Umar Jibia just this morning, where he was saying that he is so disappointed that the federal government will spend so much resources to go get Aduna Dikanu when a particular guy that's running amok along the Gusau Jibia Express, going by the name of Dankarami, would even come out with soldiers and government officials bragging and telling them the number of military men that he has killed with guns and all of that, and the persons went there to beg him to please allow farmers to go to farm because it's the farming season, and they should please allow them. They will settle him. He shouldn't be angry and all of that. Professor Abdul Samad, was so angry that this is someone broad daylight coming out. Why don't you smoke him out? Pick him up right there. Send a message to others. Now you're traveling to wherever, spending so much money to get another Dikanda. It is very wrong that our government, my position is that our government should try everything possible to build that trust between the leaders and the followers by, one, playing right. Doing, I have a popular maxim that I work with, right is right, fair is fair. Let right be right and fair be fair. That way, you build or reduce the trust deficit between the followers and the leaders. That's what I would recommend any day, anytime. And I plead with our leaders too. So please know that there's hunger in the land, and they should do everything possible to reduce this hunger in the land by going after those that are already around our corridors and arresting them. You can imagine, I have one farm where actually my wife has a farm not far from town here, but for 3 years she can't go because the last time the farm was ravaged, and since then she has not farmed. Just around, not even deep into the trenches. Let's protect even our corridors so that people can go about their normal activities, their daily activities, and be able to feed them. Actually, do you know that in actual sense, the average Nigerian citizen does not actually demand so much from the government compared to other nations? So that little that the people demand, the government should just try. Secure them, provide a level playing field, let people know that they have leaders that will look out for them any day, any time, and would all in this country, both the followers and those leading, have a nice time together. The average Nigerian man is a jolly good fellow, one that's just here to live life and go, not asking for too much. That, I believe the government can do if they really put their mind to doing it.
The rearrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is the drama just unfolding?
It actually looks like a drama unfolding because it's like a badly written Nollywood script. Because a good Nollywood script would have written the area where there will be that proper and open collaboration between our security agents and those of those other countries. We watch Hollywood now. We know how they do it. They should have attempted, because for those countries, he's a British citizen. And I know they will not allow it to just go like that. They have come out to say they have no hand, they don't know how it happened. The other country where it was presumed to have happened, which is Kenya, has also come out to say they know nothing about it. And even arrested all those security agents that were around the airport when it happened. They arrested all of them and even sacked 2 already. I'll forward the press release to you later, sir.
And that will just be about the size of it on the program Perspectives this morning. Isabon, thank you for coming on the program.
The pleasure is always mine, sir.
Right. Okay. Perspectives for today, Friday. And here's saying, Gilead, thank you for connecting us with the people. Wisdom, thank you for putting us in the pictures. And Job, thanks for being part of it. We'll come back with Perspectives on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend.